Main man Squanto here. So, I have sanded and feathered every edge, every gouge, everywhere. Every height is where I need it, or at least where I'm willing to take it until I see any further evidence of it needing to be lower or higher. This is laser level specific, so yeah, everything's true and plumb height wise. There might be a couple naughty lifters that might want to get ground down, but I have sanded every doorway to get the feathers off, make sure that we don't have to deal with all those crumbs when we start getting into the flooring and the trim. I've sanded every perimeter down there, made sure there's no old mortar poking out past the depth of the wall. Just made sure everything is at least flush. And then we vacuumed all of the perimeters going both ways to make sure we get every crumb out of there. Vacuumed all the floors, vacuumed as much as we possibly could. And then I opened both doors to create a wind highway. And I used that highway to blow all of the rest of the dust, the residual dust out of the house. So this is probably the cleanest I've ever had it. 2 guys on vacuums for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I mean, we really, really gave it all we got. So this is where we're at. We're ready to take our open box, start getting widths, start getting everything figured out, laying chalk lines, because I'll have all of these thresholds will be free flowing, and I'll make sure that they line up to where we don't have seams in the actual threshold. That's going to be the biggest thing. Yes, so we'll start on this wall, and we're just going to go to the right and forward as much as we can. This wall will be a little tricky, but all it is that angle. I believe it's a 22.5 is what it came out to, but it might even be 26, but bevel square, find that angle again. Pretty sure I have it marked on my chop saw actually. But yeah, so this will be my starting wall. We'll get this vinyl laid, finally. I wish I could have just painted the floor, but yeah, you're putting all this work into it, and I guess it won't be valued as a home unless it has a floor. So paint just won't do it. Even a rug would have done it, but I'm not putting a rug here. I mean, we're right on the parking lot, right off the road. Too much salt and dirt that gets sprayed around too close to the house. And the road's higher than the house, so the eastern winds really blow the dirt that way, but it is what it is. We're gonna put this nice subfloor in. That's what's in the rest of the place. And once I get this done, I will build out my maintenance room hallway here. So this will be a free-flowing hallway to their washer and dryer. And there'll be a door right here coming into this maintenance area. And all this bladder and everything will be blocked off and accessible. So then we'll have to clean all this stuff out of here, because none of this, only thing that's supposed to be here is a workbench, washer, dryer, furnace, stairway. All that's got to go. But because my garage was burnt down, I don't have any storage. So it is what it is. It's the only storage I got, and I can barely walk in there right now. I also have that trailer and the back shed, but everything is just full tilt right, cram packed. So we'll be building an extra shed soon, and I'll be putting it in on the other side, hoping to double the size of the last pallet shed I made. It'll have the same style door with the 4 pallets, but I think we're going to go a pallet width wider and 1 more pallet length that way. So it'll be twice as wide and about a third longer. But anyway, this is where I'm at. Got my tools ready. Don't want to be walking around with my big saddlebag pouch around here, especially once I get the doors in. But doing the floors first. I'd rather have the doors up when we're into final finish trim. Once I put the trim on, the floors, doors, mopboard trim, build my cabinet out, put the vanity in. This will all be done with the floors and the trim. Trim out that shower, hook up my plumbing. Got a nice stone going here, and I have some corian going here. Oh, and we're gonna have a tiled backsplash, which will look really nice. Then I just gotta bring my appliances in and have fun with it. Clean up really well. Oh wait, also have to repaint. So that'll be fun. The reason why I hooked all these up is because we had depth issues. So to find the depth, you had to put it on all the way. And I figured, why not keep everything safe while we're working? And I really, when I did the drywall and after I painted, I really wanted to make sure those electrical outlets and switches were, shimmed in right and sturdy. So I just didn't take them off yet. I will have to remove them when I repaint, and I'm going to have to do a double blue tape line around the whole perimeter and spray in and caulk in all of my trim. So that'll be fun. Stove's going there. There'll be a little gap in there for whatever, fire extinguisher, whatever, and then fridge will be right here. This will also give a little bit of an outlet for whatever you might need. I don't know. Maybe I went a little too far with this, but we tried so hard to get stud there and it just wouldn't go. So, oh, and I have to mud, yeah. And obviously we gotta caulk all this in. That's just purple drywall. Sanded it nice so that it would have a flush seat. But that's where I couldn't find stud, because when I was up here I realized this screw was popping out and it was making this thing saddle down hard. So I fixed that, and subsequently gonna have to remud a couple areas, and that's fine. This right here, essentially all it is primer. It's called Smart Primer. Really good stuff. I used some of that really cheap Valspar. They gave it to me for like $20, a 5-gallon bucket, to do my first prime coat over the drywall and all the mud. That's literally Valspar drywall primer. And it sucked. It was made during the Texas freeze, and it has little bubble bumps all over the place. So that really ticked me off, but at least I used it, I guess. They ended up giving me all my money back for it, because I ended up putting 15 5-gallon buckets into a $1 million home in Camden, Maine. And we realized that it had bumps. And it's weird, it only had bumps in some of the doors, not all the doors, and only in some portions of some of the walls. I don't know why, and some of the mopboard trim. It wasn't all of it. It just had certain areas. So weird as heck. I don't know why. They've never actually told me why. I don't think they want to admit fault, but they did give me all my money back, and they paid me for any time I had to sand it off and recoat it, and they gave me new paint to coat over all of that. And that job is actually on my Facebook page at facebook.com/capital R Robbins, capital P painting, lowercase AND for and then capital C for carpentry. So Robbins Painting and Carpentry. Facebook.com/Robbins Painting and Carpentry. And that actually came out really nice once we recoated everything and got it all taken care of. Sanded all the emphysema off, whatever they call it. What is that? Eczema? I don't know. Little skin bumps. It's kind of what it looked like. Anyway, I'm going to go take a lunch. I got to run to town. And then I just can't believe I'm finally done with this floor. I mean, I'm praying that this flooring will seat correctly. I see a couple small areas where my sander hit that I may have to lightly go over with a grinder, but that won't make a big deal out of it. I'll find it before I start really laying the floor, to be honest. But yeah, we're ready to go. Stoked. Flooring's coming next. Stay tuned. Subscribe, like, please. Thank you for watching. And hopefully I will make a video of us running the chalk line to set the map for the flooring. I'll map it out and lay it. Oh, amen. I'm so glad. It's holding me up. Anyway, catch you at the next one. Main man Squanto.